The Singing of an Icaro by an elderly female healer from a Shipibo community in the Ucayali Basin, Peru. Eva sat by the river, singing to herself.
I'm missing you today, Mother. They ask me in the village how my soul is still so young. They don't know it's because of you, because you still help me, even in death. I hear you when I listen to the river. I know you're running alongside me when I sing to you. Some rincos come now from San Francisco. Not San Francisco down the river, San Francisco in the States. And they say they want to learn how to heal like we do. And then they go back to their homes with the medicine and call themselves shamans. I wonder if any of them could ever be a real Meraya. Maybe. I don't know. There is a lot that I wonder and a lot I don't know. And the men try to teach them. It's good business, abuela. That's what Ricardo says. I suppose he's finally found something to keep his mind from wandering too far. But I see him telling the Rincos all sorts of things. Worldwide robs abstain from food and drink and even sex, and always drink the medicine, drink the medicine. Sometimes I ask him, Ricardo, don't the Rincos know you're making most of this up? He says the Rinco doesn't know what he doesn't know. It's business. And we need the money, abuela. That's true. We are rich in many ways. But when the mothers get sick, we don't have money. We only have bits to barter at the river for a ride into town. And in town, they get sick of bits.
Abuela.
What's wrong, Ricardo?
There's a guy from Canada. He's all alone. He came here all by himself.
Oh.
I took him to my place before the other ones could bag him. If you give him the ceremony, he'll pay as well.
I know, Ricardo. I told you already.
He's come all this way, abuela.
I am retired.
But he's all alone. And he came specially to us.
Why?
What do you think? To see you, abuela. He heard all about you in Yarinacocha.
I'm busy.
Ay, abuela.
You found him in Pucallpa.
I told you, he came here himself.
I wish you wouldn't go to Pucallpa so often.
I need to work. Your grandchildren need to go to school.
You shouldn't have so many of them. You're making your wife all before her time. You're thinking like a foreigner.
What do you mean a foreigner?
Foreigners think they can measure the manhood by the number of children they have, not by how well you raise each one.
The world isn't like it was when you were my age, abuela. And you had your last child when you were 40, so don't come talking to me like that.
Let's not fight, Ricardo. I'm too old for fighting.
Your spirit, still young. You've helped so many people, sick, vulnerable people.
He can buy some kidney from the girls and then send him home.
Abuela, we need the money.
They come from thousands of miles for the medicine, as if it's candy.
Their medicine doesn't work. They are suffering.
My mother knew every plant and herb. I tried my best to give the young people what she gave me, but things are so different now. She said I shouldn't try to do what the medicine men do. She said it wasn't right for a woman to do that work.
Well, women get sick too, and after what happened with Eduardo, all I'm saying is it's been good for us to have you amongst medicine men. It's been a blessing for us. Now I can buy Estelita crayons and books. I can raise her properly.
They have their way of using it, Ricardo. And we have ours. And I don't know if it's right, and I'm tired of asking myself.
I need the money. It's just one time.
Adam, a white Canadian man, sits across the floor from Eva. He drinks from a pot while Eva sings. Then he lies back on the floor. Eva smokes and sings. After a moment, Adam coughs from the smoke and laughs to himself.
Flown thousands of miles, sat on a bus for 14 hours with some guy yelling at the top of his lungs, trying to sell every passenger pills, chewing gum, and the bus driver let him. Then I've slept in a dingy little hotel room crawling with spiders, with no air conditioning. Been eaten alive by mosquitoes. Then I waited in a tropical storm for hours before some guy in a shitty little motor engine boat took me from Pucallpa to this. Just so I can drink something that looks like mud and have hallucinations and puke my guts up while total strangers blow smoke in my face. Oh, I've had diarrhea nonstop, and I didn't even drink the water.
¿Te encuentras bien?
Sí, bien. Gracias.
¿Quieres parar?
Lo siento. No hablo muy bien español.
My Spanish isn't very good either.
Fumar? Bueno para ceremonia?
¿Qué?
Tu fumar. Parte de ceremonia.
Sí.
Okay. Look, this works? Funciona? Really?
Sí, hijo. Have faith. Hay que tener fe.
Faith. Right. Guess it doesn't matter if I understand it or not, does it? As long as it works.
You hear the thunder? Spirits are smoking. In their place, they are smoking. And in our place, their smoke is a thunderstorm. ¿Cómo te llamas?
Adam. Lamb.
¿Cuántos años tienes?
32. ¿Es importante?
No, soy curiosa.
¿Cuántos años tienes?
81.
81? Wow. To beber medicina?
I have to take it to help you.
I don't understand.
I know you want to take it, but you don't really have to. I am the one who should take it. And my parents told me stories that long ago there were merayas strong enough that they didn't even need to take the medicine to heal the people. They were strong warriors. They could fight the spirits without shields or weapons, even without the medicine. Have faith, hijo. Hay que tener fe.
What am I supposed to have faith in exactly? In the drugs? Or in you?
Eva puts her hand on his head. Adam flinches.
¿Estás enfermo?
Sick. Yes. Enfermo. The other day, I called my brother, then my mom, then my dad, and I told them all the same thing. I'd just been stood in the kitchen, and my roommate, the man I share my apartment with, he walked up behind me. I didn't turn around, but I just knew that he was standing there behind me, staring at me, not saying anything, just standing. Now, I didn't want to turn around because then we would have a fight, and I tried not to turn around. I tried to just keep chopping onions or whatever it was I was doing, and then I couldn't take it, and then I turned around, and he wasn't there. He's still in his room. But I knew. I'd been so sure. Standing right behind me, waiting to do something, hit me or start a fight, hurt me. He told me maybe I was working too much, not sleeping enough. Sleeping fine. It's when I'm awake and I get scared.
Something bad is happening to you. There are spirits drowning you. If you want me to help you, I can help you. Si tú quieres, yo te ayudo. Do you want me to help you?
3 years later. Enter Ricardo, a young Shipibo man, and Officer Vizcarra, a mestizo policeman. Vizcarra dances to chicha music playing on the radio. They are in an office in the police station in Ucallpa. Ricardo enters on scene until Vizcarra turns and sees him, then immediately switches the radio off.
Julio Jr.?
Señor, the gringo is back.
What gringo?
This is the 4th time we've come to you to ask...
Oh, carajo, not this again.
Asking for help, please. I've come a very long way.
It's not my fault that you live miles from civilization.
The gringo is crazy. Officer, he won't leave.
What's your name?
Ricardo, I've been here 3 times in the past 6 months.
Okay, Ricardo, just calm down a moment, all right? Let's talk like reasonable men. If you want tourism, you get gringos. If you want me to take away the gringo, what will happen to tourism?
This one's not normal, officer. He's been coming to our village for more than 3 years now, every year, sometimes twice a year. And every time he's gotten worse. He keeps asking my grandmother to heal him, and he won't take no for an answer. He just sits by the river drinking beer, and when we ask him what he's doing, he doesn't say anything.
Why isn't the mayor dealing with it?
Mercedes has tried talking to him. That's why we came to you 3 times already.
What do you want me to charge him with? It's not a crime to travel the world and drink beer with the locals.
He's not stable, officer. He's sick in the head. I'm worried for my grandmother. She's an old woman and
Well, then maybe she shouldn't be blowing smoke around Ringos. I think this is a local matter. You can go now.
Señor Vizcarra,
Hey, Chuncho! Are you deaf?
my name is Ricardo Garcia Vargas. I live in a town in your present, and you are the authority responsible for keeping law and order.
Oh, you've got some nerve. I know what you people do during these so-called ceremonies. What about your cousin? Huh? Eduardo, was it? Yeah, Eduardo Garcia. I remember him. I remember the girl from Australia that he took a liking to in one of these mystical ceremonies you charge an arm and a leg for. I guess he must have thought she liked him too, although it's hard to tell when a woman's out of her mind on psychedelics, right? I think it's time for you to go, Ricardo, and this time, better not come back. I don't care if the gringo is blind drunk and pissing in the river. He's your problem. And by the way, a foreign guest, so compose yourself and act with a little bit of civility. Can you do that? Attaboy.
Eva's hot. Adam enters. He stands for a few moments watching Eva before she turns and sees him.
¿Qué haces aquí?
Necesito medicina. Can you sing to me, please? Tu canta.
Did Ricardo bring you?
Ricardo brought me. It's fine. Yes, Ricardo.
Que te vayas.
No, look, it's fine.
Que te vayas.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to scare you. I just need you to sing. Canta.
No quiero dinero. Que te vayas.
You said it would work.
Ricardo.
Hey! I spent all my savings coming down here every year after year. I even let Ricardo money for that retreat upriver.
Ricardo!
And I come down and see him riding along in a brand new motorbike? A motorbike! Is that where all my money's gone? Don't tell me to go away.
The world stops for a moment, and we enter the realm of the spirits. Eva is lucid in this realm. She turns to us. It's really her spirit talking.
There are wild animals in the forest. You hear them calling and screaming through the streets at night. But there are other voices too. Voices of animals that haven't been born yet, spirit of loved ones and ancient ones seeping back into the world beneath the stars. They trickle towards me and fill my every muscle with pure light. They put the eyes of the anaconda into my head and make my body hit with their history. I move in the body of an old human woman. But when the world is breathing, the whole world comes into me.
Now she is Eva again, and we are back in our world.
I am an old woman, but I am stronger than you. Go, Rinko!
I'm sorry.
Go!
Officer Mendoza, a mestizo policeman, and Vizcarra, the police station. Vizcarra is leafing through some documents. A passport, a driving license, a wallet.
I don't like this, boss.
Well, if they gave us a decent pay rise every now and then, we wouldn't have to resort to this.
He's Canadian. What if the Canadian embassy gets involved?
with a tiny, shitty police station in Pucallpa. Come on, man. Gringos are insured.
You're going to give us a bad reputation. The gringos are going to complain about us and write those online articles about the top 10 worst places to visit in Latin
Oy,
America or something.
Mendoza, calm down, carajo. Anyway, you sold him a gun.
Not as a police officer. That was in my own private time.
Mm-hmm. It was your own private ass that would go to jail if anyone found out.
That was not an illegal sale. It was an irregular sale.
Man, I don't give a shit. All I'm saying is, get off your high horse.
Adam and Mercedes, a Shipibo authority.
Can't do this.
Mr. Lamb,
No, please, the police. They robbed me. They took all my stuff, my passport.
then you need to go to the Canadian embassy and report them.
Now, you don't have a right to do this. I want to see the person in charge of this place.
You want to see the mayor?
Yes, I want to see the mayor.
I am the mayor, Mr. Lamb, and I am telling you, you're not welcome here anymore.
What? You can't. So much for a free fucking country.
Free country. You want to know what came through my door 2 weeks ago, Mr. Lamb? An envelope with a little bump inside, a funny shape like a kid's toy. I opened it. 4 bullets and a little note inside. 1 for you, Mercedes, 1 for your husband, and 1 for each of your children. Do you know what kind of person sends this sort of letter to the village mayor?
No.
Businessmen. And the business is the forest all around you. Logging, drilling, spilling oil into our rivers, pumping toxins into our blood, poisoning our water supplies. If anyone dares to stand up to them, if anyone dares to stand up to them and protect what's theirs and go hunting for these animals and hack their machines into pieces. 4 bullets in the mail.
Did you call the police?
The same police who took your passport. Believe me, Mr. Lamb, they treat you far more nicely than they treat us.
I'm sorry about that, but I'm not one of them. I'm not one of those people.
Then what are you?
You just tell Ava. I'll leave her alone forever. I won't come back. I swear. Just one more time. This time I really need. I'm so close. It's like I've been swimming and bobbing on the water for years, Mrs. Mayor, for years, and I can finally see the shore. I just need her to give me a push, to give me her hand.
You need to go home, madam.
If I go home, I'll be lost and won't come back. They don't understand. I try to tell them, but nobody can help. Except her.
Are you on any medication, Mr. Lamb?
What?
If you're sick, then you need medicine?
Medicine is what I'm here for.
No, your own medicine from your own doctors. Leave us and our doctors alone.
Eva alone.
In 2 months, I'll be 82. That's 30 years older than my mommy ever reached. There hasn't been a storm in weeks. I have a feeling like dry leaves in my throat. I sing to the river and I try to listen for her answer, but she's keeping something from me. I have to wait.
Ava, Maestra Eva, sing to me. Please. Sing to me.
Vizcarra alone. Distorted chicha music is transformed into the singing of an Icaro, the ayahuasca ritual songs. Then slowly all the musicians make their way on stage to join Eva. And they all stand turned away from Vizcarra, heads hanging down, except Eva, who remains looking up, watching. They don't hear anything he says. They are suspended between worlds, and they watch something beyond the world he's speaking from. They watch as their world slowly cracks.
I'm going to ask once. Which one of you savages murdered the gringo? Nothing. Right. Okay. Fuck. Was it you? Huh? Was it you? It was one of you, motherfuckers. And if someone doesn't speak up soon, I swear on my mother's grave that I will lock up every single one of you and throw away the key. I want the person who took the video. Huh? Was it you? Nice. Nice touch. I can't believe you people complain about not having rights, yet filming it, goddammit. Shame the faces were a bit blurry, a bit pixelated. I'm interested in particular in the two gentlemen who wrapped a seatbelt around Mr. Lamb's neck and dragged him through town like a dog. Nothing. No one has anything to say. You know, I'm probably just as Indian as any one of you. It's not my fault you don't want to work. It's not my fault you don't want to be civilized. Who is it? I'm willing to wait.
Vizcarra, it's him, the Canadian.
Okay. This is what we do. Hey, look at me.
They're gonna throw us in jail.
No, they won't.
We have his passport. We have his wallet. Why couldn't you just leave him alone?
Listen. We are going to be the first ones at the scene. And when they come to collect the body, the passport and the wallet will be there. You understand?
Yes.
Yes. And we'll get rid of that gun that you saw then.
Shit.
Mendoza.
Yes, boss. Yes.
Not a word, not now, not ever. Coraje, soldado.
Right.
What have you done? We asked for your help.
Senora, Mayor, I need you to calm down, right? We can talk about this privately back at the station.
You didn't give a shit.
If you continue to be uncooperative, Mercedes, I swear.
Do you know who she was? Do you?
Yes, she was a Miraya. I know. But I'm really sorry for your loss. But this is an active investigation.
No, a Miraya, not just a Miraya. A mother, a grandmother. She was the oldest person in our town. She knew things about our people, our memories, our history that is now gone forever. But what would you care about that? You only came when the gringo was killed. Asesino.
Back to the past. Adam has a gun. Eva just watches him, frozen. The spirits are watching.
They're coming for me, Eva. If you sing, you can drive them away. They're drowning me. Sing, and you'll save my life. My life's in your hands. Sing. Please. Please sing.
Eva suddenly begins to sing. She puts out her hand towards him in a pacifying gesture.
If you put down your weapon, you will be at peace. Let the river heal you. I am an old woman, you are a young man. If you put down your weapon, they won't be able to hurt you.
Adam shots Eva. She steps out of her body. It is as if she is watching another body fall in front of her. We exit this world.
When he pulled down the trigger, the woman fell to the ground. She lay in the mud, face down, for hours before the police arrived.
Adam steps out of his body.
The man didn't run, and the villagers took him. He didn't speak while they beat him, and he didn't speak afterwards. Instead, he groaned as if he was in a nightmare, trying to wake up. When they dragged him to the river, his arms lay limp by his side, but he was still alive. When he hit the water, he remembered his home, and he wondered where he was, how he had got there, and where he was going now.
The woman's soul was young all her life, but kept quiet inside of her, especially after her mother died. Since the beginning, the spirit had learned from her ancestors that the key to survival was silence. For hundreds of years, her sisters and brothers and sons and daughters and fathers and mothers had all tried to cry out against the ones who came and take and take and take away. But it never worked. So the spirit learned to be silent. Silence was her shield and singing was her medicine. But when the woman fell to the earth, her soul drew in a breath sharply and used that breath to cry like the birds. And her cry said, "Listen, now you listen."
Sana makin akai